Today we're digging into a fight finish that honestly still has people talking. Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira at UFC 320. Ankalaev loses the light heavyweight title via TKO, and it happened in just 80 seconds. Our mission here is to look at the sources and really figure out why this happened. Why the first KO loss? Why so fast?
Yeah, 1 minute and 20 seconds. It's kind of staggering when you think about Ankalaev's record. His first loss since way back in 2018 and never knocked out before. It's not just a loss. It's, like you said, shocking. And the sources, well, they immediately started pointing fingers, trying to explain it. It looks like a perfect storm, really. Mental mistakes met tactical blunders.
Okay, let's start with the mental side then, because the sources hammer this point home. Overconfidence, big time. After Ankalaev beat Pereira the first time, back in March, he was very, very vocal, said he'd knock Pereira out, finish his career even. Was that just completely off base? Did he misjudge things that badly?
It seems so, yeah. The sources suggest his camp maybe didn't get a real feel for Pereira's power in that first fight. Pereira was maybe more focused on not getting taken down.
Yeah.
And then you layer on the trash talk. Oh, boy.
Right, the stuff from his manager, Ali Abdelaziz.
Exactly. Promising to, quote, take his head off, saying Pereira would go back to working at a tire shop. According to the reports, that stuff didn't just motivate Pereira, it made it personal, deeply personal.
So Ankalaev's own team handed Pereira emotional rocket fuel.
Pretty much, yeah. The analysis suggests Pereira came in with a completely different level of aggression because of it. And you have to contrast Ankalaev's mindset, that pressure, with Pereira's situation, because the sources are clear. First fight, Pereira was apparently not well. Broken hand, maybe norovirus, things like that.
Seriously, a broken hand and sick.
That's what the reports indicated. But for the rematch, fully healthy, maximally charged, as one source put it, ready to go.
Wow, okay. So Ankalaev's overconfident, Pereira's healthy and fired up. Let's talk about the fight itself then. The tactics, or lack thereof.
Right, because the psychology fed right into the tactical collapse.
Ankalaev had talked about being aggressive himself, didn't he?
He did, but he seemed totally unprepared for Pereira's opening flits. One source said Pereira came out like he was shot out of a cannon, just flew across the octagon, and Ankalaev landed almost nothing, just immediately on the back foot.
And straight back to the fence. That seemed like the critical moment.
Absolutely critical. He gets pinned against the cage, and what does he do? He tries to trade punches.
With Alex Pereira, one of the best kickboxers on the planet.
Exactly. In close quarters like that, instead of, shooting for a takedown, using his wrestling to create space, anything to change the position, he basically abandoned his biggest advantage right when he needed it most. A huge tactical error.
And that led directly to the finish. Fast.
Super fast. That position against the cage let Pereira line up that big shot to the temple, dropped him. Then those elbows on the ground. Brutal. The ref had to jump in. It was, like we said, a perfect storm. Underestimation met peak motivation and health.
So, a tough night for Ankalaev, but what does this do for Pereira now?
Oh, it skyrockets him. The consensus is clear. He's seen as a future Hall of Famer now, always in these huge title fights. And he didn't waste any time. Straight away, talking about a heavyweight super fight. Mentioned John Jones or maybe the winner of Aspinall versus Gann. His stock is incredibly high.
It really shows, doesn't it? You just can't walk into a fight against someone like Pereira underestimating him, especially when you've maybe given him extra reasons to want to win badly.
Absolutely. Which brings us to a final thought for you, the listener. After the fight, Ankalaev finally spoke out. He said something quite intense, that if God tested him with defeat, it was to temper him, and also to cleanse the path not only of weakness, but also of unnecessary people.
Unnecessary people. That's interesting phrasing.
It is. So what do you think that really implies about the whole situation, the pressure, maybe the people around him? And looking forward, can he actually solve this Pereira puzzle if they fight a third time, especially against a Pereira who's fully firing? Something to think about.